And again, sad story. This is something that we talked about a little bit on the Patreon, and we'll talk about here again. A news story coming out, and this is somebody that we know and don't know super well, but we know a little bit. And it's kind of crazy. Greta Thunberg has been arrested for human trafficking. And this is something that I think bears, we have to mention, we have to speak about. Greta Thunberg, of course, is the climate activist from, where is she from? Sweden, Switzerland, Scandinavia, one of these places. But Greta Thunberg is one of these people who we all believe to be an altruist, someone who is at their heart good. And she is now being arrested for human trafficking and rape. And she's being detained for 30 days in her home country of, I don't know, Finland? What is it, Norway? Anyway, Greta Thunberg, a climate change, climate activist who, and this is something that I had heard where she was taking these boats instead of planes because of the emissions, right? We all kind of gave her the benefit of the doubt. She goes, I'm going to take a boat instead of a plane because I don't want to burn the fuel. And then we find out these boats are being used to transport children overseas so that they can be sold to the highest bidder. It's sick. It's pretty sick. Greta Thunberg, climate activist, being charged with human trafficking and rape. Not cool. And this is something that is totally unexpected. And I just when kids commit crimes, it's hard. And when children commit vile acts of depravity, it's even worse. And I just, as somebody who cares about the climate, I like the ocean and the forest. I don't go to the forest a lot, but I like that it's there. I thought that this woman was really on board with the things I cared about, which is a clean environment. But she was just trafficking human beings in a boat, in a wooden boat, all over the place. It's unfortunate, but Andrew Tate, as well, has also been arrested for human trafficking and rape. In the mother of all coincidences, in addition to Greta Thunberg, Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania, and he's being detained for 30 days. I went to Romania. I went to Bucharest to do a gig for a Bitcoin guy who had paid me a good sum of money to perform at his birthday party. The party was extravagant. There was a fireworks display. Many of the people at the party did not speak English. It made a difficult crowd for a comedian. But the check cleared. They were hospitable to me. But I had to spend, 2 or 3 days in Bucharest, Romania. And the only person to interview in Bucharest, Romania was Andrew Tate, who was a lovely man to me and my producer. He was a delightful character. This is true. I love anyone that shows up in a Rolls Royce, who puts me in a Rolls Royce. I mean, and some of the women with him, I don't know what was going on. They seemed quiet. And I thought they were just quiet. Which is a little, to be honest, coming from America, it's a nice change of pace that the women were a little quiet, that they were more reserved. We went to a steakhouse. We had a great meal with Andrew and Tristan. There was no evidence of human trafficking besides, the women who were a little quiet and kind of looked at the floor and didn't speak. But again, it's Eastern Europe, so I think that's cultural. I didn't think anything of it, and I still don't really. I mean, there's got to be a trial here. Things have to be proven. Tate and his brother Christian were detained by Romanian police. Prosecutors say they are suspects in a human trafficking investigation. Crime ring allegedly forced women into performing porn for sale online. Well, this is what the people are alleging. They're alleging that there are victims, and I believe there are 6 victims from what I read. And these victims were lured. They call it like a lover boy scheme where you pretend that you love them. You pretend to want to be their boyfriend. And then when they get to your house, you go, okay, now you have to perform sex acts for the internet, it's a bait and switch. I call it a bait and switch. I'm from the financial world, so I call it a bait and switch, where you come to someone's home imagining that you are going to be in a relationship with them, and they say, yeah, that's all fine and good. But what you're really here to do is fuck people on a webcam so that we can make a couple of dollars. And it's a bait and switch. And they call it a lover boy scheme. I call it the old bait and switch. And apparently they did this to some of the women that were there. They had catfished these women, or not really catfished. I think they admitted who they were, but they said, we love you, or we like you. We want you to come here. It'll be so much fun. We'll show you where Dracula lived. I don't know what the hook was, but these women showed up, and then the women claimed they were, quote, sexually exploited, forced to perform pornographic acts intended to be posted on social media platforms, according to Romanian officials. Yes, 6 victims. That they were put under constant surveillance, right? That supposedly these guys had them under constant. It seems like a lot of work. I said this before, because they did admit to running a webcam business. They did admit to this. This is something that they've talked about, right? It's a lot of work that it is. I mean, you would think you would just find women that were into this instead of having to traffic them and deal with them and keep them under constant surveillance. But who knows? I'm sure that there are reasons for that as well. People get off on power and abusing others, and and then also they're being accused of rape by one of these people, or several of them are saying that they were raped at this compound. So it's one of those things where I withhold judgment because I don't know all of the facts, and I have to believe that, number one, Tate has angered some very high-profile people, and he's been a controversial figure. And I'm sure that people in Romania are not happy with that. I'm sure that the heat he's bringing on Romania is not something they like. And I'm sure there's a culture in Romania of crime that he, by just existing and by Romania getting more attention now than it's ever had, there's a culture of quiet corruption that they would like to keep quiet. And when he's on his show talking about, oh, this is how it works, you pay people off, you pay off officials, you do this, you do that, I'm sure that there's people there that do not like him. And, I'm not intimately familiar with these charges. He's tweeting right now, God is on our side, so the Matrix will not win, inshallah. He's a Muslim now. It appears the insanity of the ruling elite is exposed worldwide now. They have one command: do not speak out, behave as sheep. So here's the way this will work. The people that support him no matter what are going to support him no matter what. They're not really going to care. 300 women came out and say, we were Cosby drugged and raped. People that support him are going to go, they're agents of the Matrix, they're liars, it doesn't matter. And the people that hate him and the things he says are going to believe he is a rapist no matter what, even if it is not proven, even if some of these victims, their credibility is called into question. Very few people are looking at this, as I am, genuinely with an open mind, going like, I don't want this to be true because I don't want anybody to be a human trafficker, even though it does seem like human traffickers from Ghislaine Maxwell to him are the only people left that are fun in America. I don't like that, but it does seem true. comedians used to be fun, but now, all these specials you see on HBO Max are people crying about that their mom was poor or something. But these human traffickers are actually having fun. They're throwing parties, they're getting people, And so, I mean, do I love the idea that human traffickers have become like the fun people? No. But it does seem like that is the case. It does seem like right now, human traffickers have the best outlook and are the most positive. It feels like there's a lot of people in our society that are complainers and Debbie Downers. And I feel like the human trafficking contingent has been remarkably positive and kind of robust, and they just kind of roll with it. And there is something attractive about a person who says, let's just get it done. Whether that's trafficking people or building a shelf, to me, I don't want any of it to be true. They were lovely to me. That's all I can say. They did not traffic me. They trafficked me in a Rolls Royce. So, I mean, you can traffic me. And, the women at the house were lovely. They were quiet and they didn't look me in the eye. And, because I still withhold judgment. The house, the decor of the house was a little human trafficker. If I had to peg the decor, if they brought in a designer and gave the designer inspiration, it would be sex trafficking. I mean, it's all black. It's kind of sexy. There's like secret rooms and everybody's on closed circuit TV, but I don't know. Is that human trafficking per se? That you have a sexy house with secret panic rooms and then everybody's on closed circuit TV all the time? I don't know. Epstein had that a little bit, right? But that's maybe part of the package. I don't know. I love real estate and I love homes. And I respect different people and the way that they choose to live. So some people are going to want more of like, let's say a French colonial. Some people want a traditional Spanish. Some people are going to want a modern, and some people are going to want an Eastern European sex dungeon. That is just what certain people are going to want. It's not my business to tell people how to live or how to design their homes. But I found it to be a very, kind of severe Eastern European, Eastern Bloc look. One of the things that was suspect a little bit was when I was asked to cane the woman outside, and which I did because I was given a meal. He said, do you mind, she's been acting up, do you mind taking the cane out and giving her a few? And I said, no, it's cultural. I'm not ethnocentric. I don't tell people, I don't go around, ooh, I'm America, here's my cheeseburger, I say, I'm here now. If I was in Japan, wear the kimono or whatever they want me to do. That's why this cultural appropriation shit, it's not even real. Cultures find it lovely when you impersonate them. It's actually a mark of, they like it. My father, when he sells, he's a wine salesman. When he sells to Indian people, he apes their accent. And he goes, I'd get you a good price. And he goes like, the fishy died to get you the good price. I'd get it for you. They love it when he does it. They smile and they love it. It's actually nice to try to fit into the culture that you're around. So when I was asked to cane the woman on the chain outside, I said, okay, and I didn't do it a lot. I gave it 1, 2, 3. I added a 4th just to break the spirit. This is a joke. I didn't cane anyone. I wasn't asked to cane anyone. So I don't know. What do you want me to do? They seem like lovely people. We were allowed to smoke in the home. We had a lovely steak dinner, and the women were cold and obedient. If that's wrong, do I want to be right? I hope it's not true. I'm not making light of rape. I'm not making light of human trafficking. human trafficking is horrible. You do get to travel. And a lot of jobs you don't, but you do if you are you do get to see different places. But I don't want, I want them to be exonerated just because I look, horrible having the dinner. Imagine they call me as a witness. I have to go to Romania. I'm just on the stand going, I thought they were quiet. I just thought they were quiet. It was a nice change of pace.